Doesn't offer solutions, makes people I care about afraid. I might vote for Hillary Clinton over him, leading white working class to a very dark place. A terrible candidate. I'm a never Trumper. Don't think he cares about folks. I never liked him. He's a demagogue, noxious. I can't stomach him. He's reprehensible. He's a moral disaster. He's a cynical asshole. He's America's Hitler. So what Donald Trump's vice president pick said about him, and when Donald Trump announced it on his social media platform, the people who follow Donald Trump, the people in his cult, were like, what in the world are you doing? Here was the post that Donald Trump made on his social media platform. Take a look at here. He announces that JD Vance is going to be his pick. And here is what people are responding. And these are some of the kind of biggest cult followers of Donald Trump. This person at Real Ben goes, I mean, it's ultimately your choice, but watch your back, sir. This guy doesn't seem like the best option, in my opinion. This next comment, just reading the responses says a lot. No one wanted this guy. How did you come and pick this guy? Another person goes, a previously self-proclaimed never Trumper that flat out called you Hitler. I hope you don't come to regret this choice, sir. No disrespect. I believe in second chances, but not when it comes to your potential replacement. Vance has much to prove to get my future vote. Another comment. Just a golden opportunity to leap over the finish line with a non-politician who was loyal from day one. Extremely disappointed. By the way, if you look at the names of these people on Donald Trump's platform, they're all like QAnon accounts, like literally at QAnon 454. This person goes, Dear Mr. President, that's what they call him. Not gonna lie, sir, I'm struggling, as are millions of others, with this pick. We the people are with you, but this is potentially worse than Pence, and we all know how that worked out. Please, sir, pull an apprentice move and fire JD before this gets worse. You are a good man called by God who listens to the people. We sincerely ask you to reconsider. God bless and Godspeed. This is how his cult talks. I'm taking us deep inside the cult so you can see the types of things they're saying on his social media platform. And by the way, like 90% of the comments are like this, which I find very interesting. I could read you thousands. I'm just picking a handful. Lisa writes, he's literally another Judas. He better prove us wrong. America is in no mood for Pence-like shenanigans. This next account, FJD, he talked S-word about you. He's a never Trumper. WTF are you thinking? Next comment, Yale Law and wrote a good book? Just disappointed. Worst pick ever. He's owned by Ukraine and is disloyal. This is a joke, right? By the way, JD Vance has come out and said a lot of negative things about Ukraine. He says he doesn't care about Ukraine. He's actually one of the most pro-Putin members of the entire Senate. Like the stuff he says is like as pro-Putin as you can get. The next comment, terrible choice. He's not qualified. Plus, anyone who has ever called Trump Hitler should never be considered for VP. I believe that Trump will end up regretting this decision. Fruit Snacks, the famous Fruit Snacks account. So this is one of the QAnon accounts that Donald Trump reposts over and over again. So if you're just watching the MeidasTouch Network now for the first time, Donald Trump amplifies QAnon accounts over and over again on his social media. This is at Fruit Snacks. Oh, so you see here's like another Fruit Snacks post that Trump reposted before. You see it has a Q on Donald Trump's shirt, like a literal death cult. Donald Trump reposts this stuff. Sir, I just want to ask you one question. Do you trust JD Vance with your life? They talk the way Trump pretends that people talk to him in his speeches. Sir, I said, sir. Here, this is KLD for Trump. Not sure I like this. Afraid he will be another Pence. Next comment. I'm so beyond disappointed and disgusted in the choice. He's a snake and a con. The last thing we need is another LBJ. Jesus help us. Another one. I have been a big supporter of yours. Why would you choose someone that hated you? JD is a bad choice. Oh no, JD Vance will in no way to be loyal like Ben Carson would. So afraid he will end up being another Pence. Look at his past. He's a chameleon, they write. So that's, again, I could read you hundreds of others like that. Trump's posts don't get that much engagement on that social media platform of his that's failing. Here you have, so you see what this kind of Trump cult looks like. Here you have Christina Bobb, who is the head of election integrity for the RNC. She's also a lawyer for Trump, and she was a custodian of records for Donald Trump. Here is she's a senior advisor to the Republican National Convention. I just want you to think about this. A senior advisor to the Republican National Convention is posting this. Voting for a man in finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes. By the way, the Barbie movie should sue immediately. But how bizarre is that? By the way, if you want to know, okay, well, why did he select JD Vance? He selected JD Vance because he thinks he can control the guy. He's going to tell the guy what to do. So here's the first email. So I've said I subscribe to Trump's listserv so you don't have to. Here's the first email that JD Vance sent out after being announced. When Trump asked me to be his VP, this is what I told him. As your vice president, I will faithfully serve by your side, and you make our country great again! Exclamation point. It's not even a sentence in English. As your vice president, I will faithfully serve by your side, and you make our country great again? How about, I don't know, faithfully protecting, preserving, defending our democracy, upholding the values of our Constitution? But no, I will watch you make America great again. Just think about what a pathetic response that is from JD Vance. But take that and let's compare it to what the media should be covering. In case you missed it, amidst all the political drama, stock market's growing, hitting record highs. I don't know your 401k plan, but I would imagine under President Biden, it is soaring. Now, I don't think we should view our economy based on the stock market, but I think it's a factor that's worth considering. But jobs are growing. Unemployment is at record lows. GDP, record high growth. America's leading G7 nations in GDP growth. Unions are growing. Real wages are growing. Energy production is growing. Inequality is falling. Climate emissions are falling, while America leads the world in drilling. America is energy independent for the first time, has literally broken OPEC that was trying to use its cartel power to inflate the price per gallon of gasoline. They were trying to price per gallon of oil to $100 per barrel. Now it's $70 and less per barrel as a result of our policies. Border crossings are falling, actually less than Trump's pre-pandemic. Crime is falling far less than Trump. Inflation is falling. Out of all G7 nations, America's inflation's falling fastest. It's at the target range for the Fed to drop interest rates, but of course corporate media wants to say dropping interest rates is going to be bad for Biden, because that's everything. Every narrative that they have is somehow framed like that. And by the way, here's President Biden, a small portion of his speech on NBC with Lester Holt. When Lester Holt's asking him questions, and Biden's like, why are you focused on this? Like, you're going to focus on the other guy? Here, play this clip.
I guess the question is, are you all on the same page? Are you seeing what they saw, which was moments of, frankly, that appeared to be, you appeared to be confused?
Lester, look, why don't you guys ever talk about the 28 lies he told? Where are you on this? Why didn't the press ever talk about that? 28 times it's confirmed he lied in that debate. I had a bad night. I wasn't feeling well at all. And I had been, without it making, I screwed up. But
I just asked the question because the idea that you may or may not have seen what some of these other folks have seen. You're not on the same.
I'd have to see. I was there. I'd have to see it. I was there. And by the way, seriously, you won't answer the question, but why didn't the press talk about all the lies he told?
Well,
I haven't read anything about that.
We have reported many of the issues that came up during that debate.
No, you haven't.
We'll provide you with them.
God love you.
Okay.
By the way, at the RNC, the Republican National Convention, you've got chants breaking out. Fight, fight, fight. That's their call to unity. Fight, fight, fight. Play this clip. And I was being sarcastic there. So you know. But with JD Vance's selection, here are the 17 most senior political appointees of Donald Trump. I'm beginning to notice a pattern. What our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes right there. Oh, by the way, here's the text message, actual text message, where JD Vance said that Donald Trump is America's Hitler. He sent it to his law school roommate who made it public. That's what JD Vance is saying in private about Donald Trump. So there you have it, folks. Oh, by the way, what President Biden's rolling out as well this week, trying to cap landlords raising rent year over year by 5%, trying to cap that by taking away any tax benefits for landlords who continue to raise rents. Under MAGA Republican tax policy, the landlords have been incentivized or not disincentivized. President Biden's focusing on corporate landlords, the bigger sized landlords to start, but trying to make sure that renters are able to stay in their places. And it just, one of the things that President Biden does to actually focus on, I don't know, get this policy. And while President Biden is doing that, I showed you this in another hot take, but it's worth showing you again. Donald Trump's post today where he says that January 6th is a hoax, and he further defames E. Jean Carroll. He says, so Donald Trump's view of unity is unity behind his dictatorship. That's his view of unity. Just listen to him and shut up. And corporate media falls in line. It's like, what are you doing? Trump's post today was also, as we move forward in uniting our nation after horrific events on Saturday, the dismissal of the lawless indictment in Florida should be just the first step, followed quickly by the dismissal of all witch hunts, January 6th hoax in Washington, D.C., Manhattan DA zombie case, New York AG scam, fake claims about a woman I never met, a decades-old photo in line with her then husband does not count, and the Georgia perfect phone call charges. The Democrat Justice Department coordinated all of these political attacks, which are an election interference conspiracy against Biden's political opponent, me. Let us come together and end the weaponization of our justice system. Let us come together, as Donald Trump would say, to end something that I'm making up, where the law is trying to hold me accountable for my crimes, right? I mean, Donald Trump is on audio bragging about sexually assaulting women. You've heard the audio. Donald Trump is on video and audio bragging about inspecting girls naked at beauty pageants without their consent. Donald Trump is in Epstein's files over and over and over again. Donald Trump said Jeffrey Epstein is a great guy, he said. Likes girls on the younger side or women on the younger side, he says. Donald Trump's direct statement about Epstein is on the list over and over and over again. Donald Trump said that an 18-year-old who was just turned 18, he said that he would like to sleep with her or that she would be better in bed because of her mental health issues, and laughed about it. Donald Trump says what he has in common with his daughter Ivanka is sex. Donald Trump buried his wife Ivana in the backlot of a golf course and let the weeds grow over it and for potential tax benefits. Okay, Donald Trump engaged in this behavior, led an insurrection, says he wants to be a dictator. And now what he says is that he has the audacity to defame his sexual assault victim and say January 6th is a hoax. Not a peep from the media. Not a peep. They're too busy. Too busy focused on framing their narratives of how something's good for Trump and bad for Biden. I just want to call out the policies that Biden's doing that are resulting in benefits for the country objectively using objective data and criteria. And I want to show you Trump's words, Trump's statements, and what's being said. You can judge for yourself. Tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thanks for watching.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.